Filmed from the center of America in New York City, is Totally Unhinged. Now, your host, James Blinken.
Thank you, Jeremy, and hello, everyone. It's November 11th, 2025, and you're watching Totally Unhinged. Let's get into today's headlines, starting with the 2025 election results, which were all basically blue. New York has its first socialist Democratic mayor, Zohran Mamdani, seen here smiling while getting kneed in the balls while riding the L train. He's a subway rider, he gets it. He's going to be the new mayor of the city I live in, and I wish him luck. And in New Jersey and Virginia, both Mikey Sherrill and Abigail Spanberger, hope I pronounced that name right, won their governor races. I like to see women rather than old white men in office. That is coming from a young white man who knows one day that they'll probably be old unless something is done about it. But all in all, this is good. Also in California, Prop 50, a redistricting proposition to fight gerrymandering in Texas and other Republican-controlled states to give Democrats a good chance to win the House next year, passed. And I know people say this is like fighting fire with fire, but the Republicans started the fire by gerrymandering Texas. And at least California got to vote for Prop 50. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, seen here squeezing out a big one, just basically changed the law without the people's input. So yes, there is a difference here. And finally, J.D. Vance's half-brother Corey Bauman, seen here during a steamy date with a couch, was defeated in Cincinnati's mayoral election, which just feels good because J.D. Vance sucks. The man dressed like the meme version of himself for Halloween, which is just weird. Can you be like something relevant? Maybe like a K-pop demon hunter. Are you too scared Daddy Trump will accidentally deport you? By accident? It's happened. So the election was great for Democrats, but many of these elections were in blue states. But the Republicans had to have meltdowns over it anyways, like in California.
I think it's worth noting that California Democrats took the power away from the people for their own political gain.
Okay, let me say it. Gerrymandering sucks, and both parties do it. Fire does not beat fire. But the Democrats are not doing it for political gain. They're trying to not let one party continue to have their total dominance and let the dictator fuckface get whatever he wants for him and his rejected Looney Tune friends. Talking about the dick potato, Trump said,
You read the pollsters, the shutdown was a big factor, negative for the Republicans. That was a big factor, and they say that I wasn't on the ballot was the biggest factor. But I don't know about that, but I was honored that they said that.
I love that Trump said he wasn't on the ballot, so it didn't really matter. Classic dictator Trump, am I right? But yes, maybe a record shutdown, taking away SNAP benefits, firing a ton of federal workers, shuttering government agencies, putting a talking, walking pandemic in charge of health, and just being awful is enough to get people not to vote Republican. And boo Trump at a football game, which I'm told means something. I don't watch football, but I'm told that means a lot. So, like someone faints at the White House, and Donnie, you just watch. People will fight back at your horribleness. The People's Marches aren't just for show. People showing up disgruntled at GOP town halls aren't for show either. People are mad, and the mad energy will continue unless the Democrats mess it up. Like, what are they going to do? Put Joe Biden up for 2028? Who knows? But yes, the government shutdown is now the longest in U.S. history, and now it's affecting airports in major ways. But don't worry, the FAA is canceling flights at 40 crowded airports around the nation so that the air traffic controllers who aren't being paid and are all alone controlling traffic at LaGuardia now just have to handle 70 flights an hour alone compared to 80. Everything is fine, and his lunch wasn't a moldy sandwich with a half salt packet. Hard times. So the shutdown is getting worse, and air travel has gone from bad to I'm going to become a gun owner after this trip with my wife's brother's fiance, which we now have to take a 12-hour Peter Pan. Wait. 8 Democrats broke with their party to open the government, essentially giving in to the GOP demands, including John Fetterman, seen here ditching the alcoholic gym dad look and looking serious in a loose-fitted button-down. God damn it! The Democrats' goal was just trying to make sure American citizens enrolled in the Affordable Care Act had health care subsidies. Now, they didn't get the one thing they wanted, and you know what? Fuck the 8 people who voted to reopen the government. They should have stayed. What is this? Getting a call. Hello?
Hello there, is this Fox News?
Oh God, is this Donald Trump? Why?
Yes, it's everyone's favorite dictator, here to scream about whatever I want.
You know, this is not Fox News, right? This is actually my little YouTube.
I cannot stand the Democrats. They want to kill everyone and anyone who voted for them, and they will die like a Thanksgiving turkey in early November, except for the 8 Democrats who voted to reopen the government. They are bright, upcoming Republicans. You could see it in their eyes.
Okay, let's focus on the elections last week. Is it fair to assume that this is a worrying sign for your party going into the midterms?
Well, if the American people know any better, which a lot of them don't, they would know to vote for Trump. But if they don't see my name, they get confused. Who could blame them? Women love me, and gays, even the straight Muslims. I have Muslims.
What? So you're not letting the results bother you then?
New York means nothing to me. It's not like I live there.
You did.
Fake news, I'm completely sane.
That wasn't the question.
It didn't need to be a question because I'm the smartest person in the world. I have an IQ higher than Einstein, who actually was a very nasty man.
What did Albert Einstein ever do to you?
I don't like anyone allegedly smarter than me, although I'm told he doesn't do much nowadays. Sad.
He's dead.
And I'm not. See, this is why I'm smarter. He died. If he was so smart, why couldn't he live forever?
Because he's not a god? I don't know. I don't give a shit.
Good thing I'm a god, so I'll live forever. At least that's what I'm told. And I'm told the smartest things.
Let's just pass this and go to something else. Mr. President, would you like to explain why you watched a healthcare executive pass out?
Why would I touch somebody? He's from the healthcare industry. He could just care for himself. He has the health. Too bad he's not like me, who has perfect health.
All right, yeah. Anything you want to conclude with?
I cannot hurt a fly, remember that. And the Democrats are the people who really need to blame. Not me, not Christine Nome, love her maybe a little too much. Or even, yes, Jeffrey Epstein. He's dead last I heard, so let it be dead that I never slept with him.
I don't think anybody was wondering you slept with him. I think people were wondering why you keep avoiding damning evidence that you were part of the Epstein files and... Hello? He's gone. Makes sense. Well, it's time to hear today's sponsor, Jeremy.
Today's sponsor of Totally Unhinged is Apple Paper, the technology without the screen. Now, $99.
Thank you as always, Jeremy. Now let's talk about something else. AI, the thing that keeps you up at night because we all saw the movies and know where AI is heading. But we're going to ignore it and do dumb things to wreck the planet faster with it because AI uses a ton of energy. Of course, we can't rely on our natural brain power, especially school students. They need to let AI do everything for them because there are more important things to do than writing an essay on George Orwell's 1984, like shopping on Shein or sports gambling, if you're like a college student. AI also sucks in the entertainment industry. Generative AI sucks. Like, I can argue for some good use for regular AI, especially as an indie creator, but generative AI like Sora should die in hell. I want to work and actually film myself, not fill in some prompts and watch AI slop. I'm not even showing any of that. It disgusts me thinking about it. On that note, I've been trying to find a fun way to use AI on the show, not like generative AI Sora shit. And then I thought of monster trucks as a true American and love watching dumb crap. I know. Like, monster trucks battle each other and wreck the shit out of each other. Then it hit me. I should do the same thing with AI. Well, not violently. So introducing the first AI battle. 2 AIs, ChatGPT and Google Gemini, not sponsored, will duel over one question. There will be one winner. The prompt is water wet. Who will have the more convincing arguments? Let the AI fight begin! Good evening, humans. Now ChatGPT will be the pro-water is wet caucus, while Google Gemini will argue why water is not wet caucus. Now, we'll hear 5 points from each killer robot. Let's begin with the GPT. Wetness is a sensation of a liquid on a surface, and water is the liquid, so it embodies wetness itself. Yes, the sensation of liquid, hence it is 1. Now, Gemini says to fight back, wetness is a relational adjective, not an intrinsic property. The word wet must describe the state of a secondary solid object, like a towel or your hand, that has been successfully adhered by water. It is a description of a relationship, not a feature of water itself. Yes, relational. Isn't everything relational and eccentric? Well, I'm far from wet now. Second round. GPT says you can't separate wetness from water. It's intrinsic to how we perceive and define the substance. Both the chatbots love the word intrinsic. And yes, wetness and water, they are the same, although they are different. It's about the details. Continuing the Gemini, the dictionary fails to save the opposition. The accepted definition of wet is covered or saturated with water on another liquid. Water cannot logically be covered or saturated with itself. That process simply results in a greater volume of water. Yes, water cannot make itself wet because water is inherently wet, and so can only make other things wet as a result. All right, round 3. The GPT said, try drying water. You can't. The moment you dry it, it's no longer water. Case closed. Oh shit, it's getting real. What does Gemini have to say back? It says, the fire analogy is undeniable proof. No one would claim that the fire is burned or that a hammer is hit. Fire burns things, a hammer hits things, water wets things, therefore it cannot logically be wet. The agent is never the effect. It's like a tree fell in a forest and nobody was around. Would it make a sound? It's not the same exact thing, but it's the first thing I think of. Okay, round 4. GPT says, if water isn't wet, nothing is. And if nothing is wet, good luck explaining rain puddles or a soggy towel. Oh, this brings up all the liquids. It now feels more personal. Gemini, your response? Water cannot be dried. Wetness is a temporary state that cannot be reversed by drying, removing the liquid. You can dry a towel, but you cannot dry a glass of water. To prove it was wet, it was always just water. That's a clapback. It's true, drying water cannot be done. You cannot cover a pond in towels and expect it to dry. Last I checked. All right, final round. The ChatGPT bot says, try drying water. You can't. The moment you dry it, it's no longer water. Case closed. Shit! Use your words against you. It's like you're reading each other's minds even though you're from separate companies. Okay, Gemini, you're the closer. Why is water not wet? It said, water can be wetted by other liquids. Water can be wetted by a foreign substance such as a non-polar oil or certain chemicals. This interaction changes the surface tension of the water, which proves water can exist in a non-wet state and that wetness is an external condition. Yes, wetted by foreign objects is something that helps you answer this question and doesn't sound weird at all. Anyway, I feel like I know way too much about water wetness, and all I think is that ChatGPT did have better answers. In all honesty, Gemini had a harder time coming up with good responses. Anyway, this was an AI chat battle. Anyway, that wraps this episode of Totally Unhinged. I've been James Blake, and thank you so much for watching, and we will be back in 2 weeks. See you then.
This has been Totally Unhinged. I've been Jeremy Webb Jr. Have a great day, and even better tomorrow. Peace out.